Hello and welcome to a new episode of 7 Facts. Here we talk about the hidden and unknown facts of every territory, state or country of the world. There are also some history videos too, so if you're interested in such things, please subscribe. Saxony Anhalt is one of the federal states that make up Germany. It used to be a part of East Germany, and when the Iron Curtain went down, this took its toll on the economy. The local industries collapsed when faced with the highly competitive free market, causing severe economic problems. By the year 2000, Saxony Anhalt had the highest unemployment rate of all German states. 1/5 of its citizens were out of a job. But thanks to massive investments in modern infrastructure and very good economic policies, this dire situation has now flipped. Today, Saxony Anhalt is the best performing ex-communist German state. The history of Saxony Anhalt began with Old Saxony, which was conquered by Charlemagne in 804 AD and transformed into the Duchy of Saxony within the Carolingian Empire. Saxony went on to become one of the so-called stem duchies of the German kingdom and subsequently the Holy Roman Empire. Afterwards, Anhalt began as a county, then a principality. Both de facto ceased to exist during Nazi rule and were united into a single state after World War II by the Soviet Army administration, only to be again dissolved in 1952. It was only in 1990 that Saxony Anhalt was re-established, albeit with different borders than the original East German states. The capital city of Saxony Anhalt is Magdeburg. Founded by Charlemagne in 805 as Magdeburg, meaning mighty fortress, the city began its rise a century later when it was heavily fortified against Magyar and Slavic attacks. It was a prominent city of Western Europe for centuries, until the 30 Years' War came. In that war, in 1631, Magdeburg was sacked by imperial troops, killing about 25,000 civilians and burning the town. It took another 17 years for that war to end, and by that time Magdeburg had only 4,000 inhabitants. Centuries later, another war almost completely destroyed Magdeburg. On January 16, 1945, an RAF bombing raid leveled most of the city, killing some 2,500 people. Despite these tragedies, Magdeburg endured and is once again a thriving capital city. Before the German reunification, the region of Saxony-Anhalt was the most industrialized in East Germany. But after 1990, many factories went bankrupt, swelling the unemployment rate dramatically. This economic crisis has led to a big drop in the population. Since 1990, Saxony-Anhalt lost 18% of its inhabitants. On the other hand, during this period, pollution was drastically reduced. One of the major industries in the area is chemical industry, which can cause all sorts of environmental problems. So this sudden break in the local economy helped reinvigorate the landscape, and tougher regulations are now in place. Not to mention the fact that now Saxony-Anhalt is a leader in wind turbine energy production, which replaced most of the old heavily polluting coal plants. Today, nearly 40% of all Christians around the world adhere to a Protestant faith. As its name suggests, this movement started as a rejection of what its followers perceived to be errors in the Roman Catholic Church. And it all started in Saxony-Anhalt. More precisely, it started when Martin Luther published his work, the 95 Theses, in 1517 in Wittenberg. In it, Luther advanced his opinion against what he saw as the abuse of the practice of clergy selling indulgences, which were meant to reduce punishment in purgatory. This was the start of a worldwide movement that led to a schism within the Western Christian Church. Another figure that radically changed the way we think today also came from Saxony-Anhalt, Friedrich Wilhelm Nietzsche. His philosophical works had exerted a profound influence on Western philosophy and modern intellectual history. Nietzsche's body of work touched a wide range of topics, including art, philology, history, religion, tragedy, culture, and science. His points of view, however, were controversial. For instance, one of his most famous quotes is "God is dead," through which he expressed the idea that the Enlightenment had killed the possibility of belief in God or any gods have ever existed. His ideas go way beyond this and are all an interesting read, to say the least. Unfortunately, his personal life was a struggle, and in 1889, at age 44, he suffered a collapse and afterwards a complete loss of his mental faculties. He also suffered several strokes, leaving him partially paralyzed and unable to speak or walk. He died in 1900 at the age of 55. One of the strongest and oldest European dynasties, the House of Wettin, originates in Saxony Anhalt. It's a dynasty of counts, dukes, princes and kings, founded in the 10th century, over 1000 years ago. The Wettins gradually rose to power within the Holy Roman Empire, and members of the family became the rulers of several medieval states. At certain points in history, members of this family ruled Portugal, Bulgaria, Poland, Saxony or Thuringia, and they continue to rule today in Belgium and Great Britain. That's right, the House of Windsor and the House of Saxe-Coburg and Gotha are branches of the House of Wettin. They can all trace their paternal ancestry to Theodoric I of Wettin, born in 1916 AD in Saxony Anhalt. These were 7 facts about Saxony Anhalt. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. Leave your comments downstairs and do check me out on Facebook and Twitter. If you want to support me, consider becoming a patron. You'll find the link in the description. I hope to see you next time. Bye.